Hello, what is considered a large cap stock? Well, based on my research, when I'm trying to create a watch list of stocks, of large cap stocks, I did a research to see what is considered a large cap stocks, probably back end of 2023 or so, and keep a note of it. So based on my research, stock sold on the on the stock markets that have a market capitalization of 10 billion or more are considered large cap stocks. However, when yesterday we used a stock screener to pull those stocks out, what, for instance, on Charles Schwab, what is considered large cap stocks is higher than that. The threshold, the minimum threshold is higher than that. So the highest market capitalization right now seems to be Apple, and when we want to see the lowest is 42 billion. So a large cap, a large market capitalization is include stocks that are valued 42 billions or more. So when you find a stocks, let's say you want to swing trade large cap stocks, which I'm trying to do as a beginner swing trader, and then after strengthen my strategy by using a large cap stocks to swing trade it, I can now take that strategy and go use it to pull stocks from small cap and mid cap to have a list of those as well to swing trade. But until then, I'm working with large cap stocks. So if you know a stocks or you hear about a stocks and you like to see if it's worth adding to your watch list, yeah, you can try to find its market capitalization to see if it's within that range of well, I have 42 billion, 41 billions here, but here I'm seeing 42 billion. Is it changing every day? I think when we put it yesterday, it was 41 that we have there, but now we are seeing 42. So we can change it again. So from 42 billion and more is considered large cap stocks. So when you pull that to your list and you filter it, you'll be able to, have a list as well, especially if you are trying to create a watch list of those stocks. So today we are going to analyze BK, and this is a watch list of large cap stocks. And it's good when you have your list to keep like at least once a year to pull the long list again if you have a way to pull it easily and reanalyze it. Maybe a market capitalization stocks, like if you are trading large cap, maybe a mid cap might move to a large cap range or something like that, so that if there is some good stocks that are upgraded to your market capitalization, you'll be able to capture that as well. Or if you use some other filters to eliminate some stocks, and after some years they met that requirement, you can add them back to it. For instance, I like to use stocks that went public for at least 15 years. Now that's the one that I have a list of with few exceptions. So some that didn't meet that 15 years being public. A filter, when I did my analysis in 2023, end of 2023, may not be in my list unless I make exception for them. So therefore, is what is good for me to review that master list again to see if, there are some stocks that met that requirement. They are good stocks, and the only thing they are not here was because of they are new and they met that 15 years time frame for me to add them to my watch list. So since we are swing trading large cap stocks, that is how I created my list. And with 42 billion, so chances that I have some stocks in this category that could well be considered mid cap stocks since I use 10 billion or more. So let's analyze BK. And we can even try to see if BK is a large cap or a mid cap. So BK, I will go all the way to the bottom. And it is, okay, 82 billion. So, well, it is a large cap stocks. So that is how, when you hear from you hear about a stocks, you pretty much, if you have, I'm using just Swap account here. So when I just search the stocks, I can just scroll down to the equity section, and pretty much they are trying to compare it here, but what I'm looking for is the market capitalization. Or you can Google that market capitalization. You will be able to find out about it as well. They have share profile here. They have information on it. So BK, using Thinkorswim platform, which is free if you have just Swap account, and I only use it for chart analysis, but there are more you can do with it. But I just use it to analyze the stocks, and then I can just go to chart swap and place my orders. So using maximum daily chart and having BK here, is it a buy? For me, it is not. And why is that? Well, I'm using long uptrend launching trading strategy, and with that strategy, I like to buy on a long uptrend line, and that long uptrend line, I like that to pass by the higher lows of the chart, and those higher lows at the bottom of the chart, at the chart, I trace this to be that line, and it has been on the rise. It's nowhere near here yet. So for that reason, it is not a buy. It's following this support line that is climbing, and it could well be climbing this, for the mountain is designing. That's the way I'm viewing it though. I don't think this is the valley line. This might be. And the last time it touched base with this valley line was in 2023. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present, and the price on the y-axis from $0 up. It's not a buy for me yet because it's closer to the peak of the mountain than it is to the valley. And I like to go to maximum monthly chart to see it more. And you can see this is just too sharp of a growth for this support line to be considered a valley, because when I'm taking a mountain, I have the peak and I have the valley. So therefore, I feel like this might make more sense to be the valley, and at some point, and if this is a valley, at some point it will come down to it. When, I don't know, but I just know that for the past 2 years it has good growth in it, and I don't know when it's going to be done. Therefore, I don't want to join the race at this point, but just wait and keep observing how long it's going to take. And so that is for that reason that I won't buy these stocks just yet. If I have it in my portfolio though, that could be a time for me to sell it instead. Now knowing for how long it's going to continue going up, I might decide to sell it instead. And again, we can see the growth here. And when we are following this growth, there is a growth here for years before it pull back. So, and if it's going to do the same here, it will continue growing for a while. The thing is though is this cycle didn't last this long. So it's just 2 years and then it pull back. Then if that's the case, then if it's going to replicate this, then after this growth it might pull back. And when it pull back here though, it spent 2 years resting around the valley before it was able to bridge this growth here. So for some reason, this growth is way higher than this growth when you're comparing this growth to this one, like the top of the mountain. And in fact, it has a growth here that it was not able to replicate until here and then here. So I'm not entirely sure why it took so many years to be able to exceed this peak. Technically, this stock will be one of the stocks that I won't add to my watch list because of that. Having growth like this that I was not able to exceed every few years is a no-no for me. But for 2026 watch list, I was a little bit more lenient, adding some stocks in it that yeah, I can judge, you know, they I can question that judgment when it comes to these stocks. Even though I'm seeing growth here, I just don't like the fact that it has this growth here that it was not able to sustain, you know. So but I don't know, but for some years now it was able to be growing. You can see this valley line being on the growth side. The higher lows is a little bit tilt upward. So but any case, I just want to wait, see around this valley line before I buy it again, so that I don't make a mistake and buy it too high that it will have problem meeting that, exceeding that peak again for a very long time the way it did it here. Has a good growth here and then was not able to sustain it. But when it had a year, it was able to surpass it here. So we can hope that it's going to continue, you know, the growth can continue forever. But this growth is so high that I don't know next time it comes down here how long it's going to take it to be able to surpass it. And now reading financial of those companies or listening to the news related to those stocks, I don't know what impacted the company for the company to have short growth here that is clearly higher than any previous one. Because again, I don't use those type of strategy in my swing trading strategy. I just pay attention to the stocks, and that's why I like to use 15 years being public at least, so that I can have a good number of years in front of me to be able to see if there is a pattern that keeps displaying in the chart that I can rely on in my buying and selling decision, or to even include that stocks in my watch list to begin with. So this is not a buy for the time being. It might more be a sell if I had it in my portfolio. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C. YouTube channel, and NinaSoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. If you are beginner swing trader, you can spend the first year at least creating a watch list of large cap stocks to swing trade from. But again, it could depend on the kind of swing trading strategy you are using. If you like our strategy and you like to use it, you can start with large cap stocks since they are stable, so that you don't have a lot of variable to master, to control as you are learning to swing trade. You are testing your strategy to see if those stocks you have on your watch list are comparable with the strategy you are using. You don't want them to fluctuate too quickly on you, so that you have time to buy them. So as you are taking your time to analyze them to see if you should buy, you are hesitant to take action. They don't leave too quickly the area you want to take action on. So those large cap stocks, you can still find them around the same area even after a while. By a while, I'm talking about weeks and months. You can still find them around the same area you want to buy them at. Probably now the best position, the best area you want to buy, but they'll still be around that area. So, and once you have a good grasp of your strategy, you can use that strategy after you polish it using large cap stocks. You can use it now to pull small cap, mid cap to have their watch list. That way you can measure them with the same expectation those large cap stocks may, so that you can pull some good one from small cap and mid cap to have a watch list of them, and and keep swing trading. And pretty much over time, you'll have a very well curated watch list of those stocks that works for you and you only, based on the strategy you are using to swing trade. So since that strategy will evolve and be customized to your liking, based on your personality and your risk tolerance. At least that's the way I view it, and that is the journey I'm on, and I'm sharing my process with you. If you can find some useful tips in it to apply to your, to help you in your journey as well. So for more videos in this series, will you please check the description of this video, how to start swing trading step by step using Uptrend. And we do have other swing trading related playlists as well. Thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading.